Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1199. That's right, episode number 1199 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live today from the SF Bay Trail. This is day 31 of the GNA Positivity Challenge. And today we're going to be talking about we finally have peace and quiet. That's right, we finally have peace and quiet. I'll share a bit more about that as the show goes on. We're going to wait for some people to pop on in. There's my lady. Hey, babe. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Look at that, babe. The sun is out. It's 61 degrees. I don't have to wear my gloves today. Sound check, babe. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Are we looking good? Sounding good? Yeah. You said 2? Or did you mean to say 1? Because if you said 2, then you wouldn't have been able to hear me to say 2. So it's either 1 or nothing. You hit the wrong button. Or you're just messing with me. Oh, you're just messing with me. It's all good, babe. You're allowed to mess with me. You're my lady. You are my lady. Was that Freddie Jackson? I think that's Freddie Jackson. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's a nice day. Nice day today on the trail. I haven't been out here in a little while because of time constraints, and the weather has been colder, and there was a chance of rain. There isn't a chance of rain today. So I'm out here on the trail, and it's actually not as cold, but still warrants to wear a jacket. Let me wait for this person to pass on by and see where they're going. They might pop on the trail. I'll let them pop on first. Take a look at that. No, I have not unblocked your channel, Gordo. And I didn't know, man. I didn't know you were... I forgot, man. I'll get to it, man, at some point. Oh, anyway. Oh, man. I think the reason I'm forgetting is because you're not blocked on this channel. I'll get to it. Anyway. Yeah. We finally have peace and quiet. And I've got to tell you, there's no better feeling than that. I wanted to take today's stream to make as many people aware that were once a part of our community and stop participating because of a lot of nonsense that was going on. I want to proudly come out here today and let you all know we finally have peace and quiet. Things have definitely turned around. What is that? Oh, that is like some piping there. I thought that might have been like a little mini snake, but it's not warm enough for any snakes to be out on the trail. But yeah, we want to welcome back as many people as possible and let you know that, hey, things are moving onwards and upwards over here. And this today marks a turning point. It marks a turning point for me, but it's not just for me. A turning point for everyone that's been involved in my personal development content over the last 8+ years. Everyone that has, seen where we were at 8 years ago and where we're at today. I'll tell you, it's been a massive learning experience for me over the last 8 years. And I've had many curveballs. I've had many curveballs thrown at me. And I had to learn how to deal with not just one curveball thrown at me, but like 100 curveballs thrown at me at once. And it wasn't wasn't the easiest thing to deal with. But I was never going to give up on myself, and I was never going to give up on the people that truly appreciate what I've done here for the last 8 years and what now my lady helps me do. She's been helping me do this for the last, I'd say, 3.5 years. We've been together a little over 4 years. Dawn got involved about 3.5 years ago or so. And then, I became closer friends with Sandra Palacio when she became closer friends with my lady. And then we met Tia a little over 2 years ago. And it's amazing to me how those 3 ladies have made one of the biggest impacts. I got to give my lady the most credit, because there were times where I really felt like just quitting. I think everyone's been through that. But she didn't want me to quit. And I listened to her. And having the support of Sandra Palacio, she's known me for over 8 years. She's been a part of this from the very beginning. And then Tia for the last couple of years. You've been amazing, Tia. And then ODN, who's been around pretty much as long as Sandra the entire time. I'm very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. Truly am. And today is a defining moment for me. I don't know if it is for anyone else, but I'm here to let everyone else know that we finally have peace and quiet. And if you are tired of all the chaos in any aspect of that, meaning online or offline, if you're tired of the chaos and you want peace and quiet, and you want to be a part of something that's going to uplift you, inspire you, and make you feel good every day, this is the place I invite you to be. I invite you to join us here. And this is not a gimmick. This is not me being phony. I'm here live on a walk. I don't have a big production company. I am the production company. I do this all on my own because I love doing this. This is the real me. This is who I am. I would love for you to join us because we're real here. We really care about the people. We really care about making a difference in this world. And here in the U.S. where I live, we really care a lot about, changing some laws for the better to better protect innocent people that are being harassed, defamed, bullied online. And the thing is, it's like, it's one thing to harass and bully and defame someone. It's another thing to monetize it and have an audience of people that donate to that type of content. It really breaks my heart to see this happen to people, and I've been through it myself. And I'm not here to complain about that today. I'm not here to whine about it. I'm just saying, I want to be a part of making a better change for everyone. We need better laws here in the U.S. to protect innocent people from being abused and then exploited for money online. It's just here in the U.S. Today, Don and I released episode number 37 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast, and I went into a lot more detail regarding this. Check out that show. It's on our other channel, the main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. Go to the description, a couple lines down. It'll take you to that channel, and you'll see it as the latest upload. It was released earlier this morning. We're also on the audio-only podcast network. We're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, my lady's favorite, iHeartRadio, Amazon's Audible, YouTube's Music, and many more of the not as popular or not as well-known audio-only podcast networks. Just do a Google search. Do a Google search for Don and Eli Take on the World podcast, and then you'll find us there. How's it going? Hey, Conquistador, how you doing? It was a really, really good podcast, about an hour and 45 minutes long. And it'll make a lot of sense. We really, really need to do something to better protect innocent people from being harassed, bullied, slandered / defamed, right? And then exploited for money. And people have been getting away with that on YouTube and many other platforms here in the U.S. for years. In other countries, the laws are stronger and better. Because in other countries, the line between what's protected speech and what's defamatory is a lot narrower. Here in the U.S., it's just too far apart and needs to be more balanced out. And it's not. The laws here in the U.S. favor free speech. And people can technically, paint you as a criminal online and make it appear real when it's not, and it affects your reputation. And you can't even report it to social media companies because they're protected by Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. In other countries, you can file a report on YouTube. In the U.S., your only option is a civil suit. How is that fair? It's not fair. Everyone should have a fair and equal opportunity to run a business online and have their say. But we have a bunch of people on the internet nowadays that are basically breaking the law, monetizing it, and getting away with it because of a loophole. Right? And I'm here to stand tall on that. And coming in January, coming in 2026, the GNA is going to try to partner up with a lot of these social media companies, including YouTube, to do a better job of making platforms like YouTube and Facebook and others aware of where people are being exploited and harmed for profit. Right? Let me see what Tia's saying. Hey Tia, how you doing? Hey everyone, Don, Gordo, Conquistador, and Eli. Hey Tia, how you doing? I'm back on the trail today, Tia. It's a decent day. It's about 61 degrees. I don't need to have my gloves on. But yeah, coming in. Good, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to hear. Nice to hear. In 2026, like I said, we're going to really start to make a difference in cleaning up trash, meaning cleaning up the bad things, the harmful things of the internet. We're going to do whatever we can. And we're hoping that social media companies like YouTube and Facebook and even others like Rumble's gotten pretty big, actually. Rumble is actually the next best platform to stream on compared to YouTube. It's gotten better even than Twitch. But we really want to make a difference with this, and the only issue we really see is that social media companies have made a lot of revenue off of the outrageous content, and that includes content made with the intent to harass, bully, defame people, to incite outrage donations from their audience, right? Or even super chats, and then YouTube and Google gets 30% of that. And the more views you get, YouTube gets a cut of your ad revenue. And here's where I really see the problem here. Why social media companies have not done something and probably will not do something until the laws are changed, because half their profit is coming from this. This is the sad thing, and Chris Cuomo on News Nation has talked about this, and no one else has, because everyone else wants to monetize the outrage and be a part of the problem, not be a part of the solution. I'd rather be a part of the solution. These people are choosing to be a part of the problem, including our government, because it's more profitable for even them to behave outrageously on the internet, right? They don't want to be a part of the solution, because if they choose to be a part of the solution, it puts them out of business. They stop making money, right? But is that right? Is that morally right? Do morals, values, and ethics even mean anything to anyone anymore? I would certainly like to hope they do. But when it comes to money, most people throw out their morals, values, and ethics. They throw out their moral values and ethics out the door, out the window, right? And they do these outrageous things, and then they try to lead people to believe that, oh, we have morals, values, and ethics, and the people that are trying to stop us are the ones that don't have morals, values, and ethics. So of course, they're going to try to flip it, right? Right? It's like baking your cake and eating it too, right? You don't lay back into your bed right after you make it, right? Why would you make your bed if you're going to just lay in it again, right? It's a turning point today. And tomorrow will be an even bigger turning point because we're about to hit another milestone here on the Walking with Purpose streams. Tomorrow is going to be episode number 1200. Wow. We had episode number 1000 that my lady Dawn joined me on earlier this year. And now we're already at 12. We're about to be at 1200. And we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to walk with purpose. We're never going to stop walking with purpose. You should never stop walking with purpose. However you want to convert that figure of speech, you should never give up on anything reasonable that you'd like to accomplish. Congratulations for 1200. Oh, thank you, Tia. Thank you. You know, it's not really a big deal to me. I just want to show people that if you keep moving forward, you're going to keep hitting milestones, right? Only reason why I'm here to even share my milestones is to show you folks that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. You just have to put your mind to it. We have reached peace and quiet, and we welcome you back. We would love for you to join us here. We would love to be a part of your community as well. I am looking between now and whenever. I'm open to going on anyone's live stream panels as long as you're a decent person, and as long as you're not a drama channel and you're not looking to instigate any drama. I'm looking to collaborate with people. I'm looking to talk about topics of life that people need help with. Is that GLM? How you doing? Unsub from GLM. Oh, Flex didn't tell me you're live. I will have to give him a talking to. Well, how about subscribe, bang the bell, and select the notifications? And then YouTube will tell you when I'm live. I mean, that's up to you. That's what most people do when they want to know the moment someone is live or the moment they release a pre-recorded video. How you doing today, GLM? What's that, a bunch of gibberish there? Hey there, girl, says respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, some people never learn their lesson. And to the people that never learn their lesson, you know, sometimes we all make mistakes, and instead of escalating to try to cover up those mistakes because we fear that other people are going to see us not as worthy anymore, right? Instead of de-escalating situations where we're wrong, certain people keep escalating. And that's okay. Oh, it's not okay, but hey, it is what it is. Because whatever's meant to be is meant to be, and whatever energy you put out into the universe is going to come back to you. So if you're putting out negativity and negative energy, you're going to get that back. And it doesn't happen right away. But eventually, you'll get hit back with a ton of negative energy all at once. Right? If you're someone that has difficulty de-escalating when you've made a mistake or mistakes, right? And it is what it is. You know? Some people live by the sword and they die by the sword, right? At the end of the day, people that continue to escalate only have themselves to blame, right? They only have themselves to blame. And trust me when I say this, folks, even though it may seem at times, you know, you may know of certain people in your life that get away with things that most people wouldn't get away with. Eventually it'll catch up to these people too. And when it does, it's going to hit really hard and it's going to sting. It's going to sting and hit really hard. But I'll tell you additionally what else I've learned. Let me see what GLM said. Tia, happy holidays. Hi, GLM. Says Tia. Tom, good to see you, says GLM. Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays. I am always positive when possible. It's always better to laugh and not carry the weight others attempt to put on your shoulders. GLM, did you remove your stream from earlier today? I saw you were live, but I couldn't get on your live today. I was looking for the replay and I couldn't find it. Are you deleting streams now, or are you putting them to private or unlisted, or... I'm just curious. It's okay. I just can't always get the things live, and sometimes people will remove them or they'll get removed, or... Yes, it's private. I don't even have to ask why, GLM. I already know why. You know I know why. It's all good. I get it. But you had a good show, didn't you? I believe you had Not Lay Geno on, right? I popped on just for a few to have it show up in my history, and then I had to go do some other things. I believe Not Lay Geno was on. I gotta tell you, traffic on the 101 looks really nice and clear. And it's probably getting closer to 4 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I'm only gonna do 3 out of the 3.5 miles. I want to get back home and enjoy a nice evening with my lady. Dawn had physical therapy earlier today, and it was a great appointment, and she's progressing really well. Still recovering from her clavicle surgery. Yeah, Gentle and Flex came to hang out. Anything new or just same old, same old? It's all good. I'm just curious. Anything new or same old, same old? So, it would be really nice for many, if not most, if not all, of the people that were once a part of this channel to come back and hang out with us and be a part of us. And allow us to help you remove any toxicity from your life, especially if you're consuming that type of content on YouTube. There are better options. There are far better alternatives. Same old, I sent you an email about it. Check later. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. I thought I had missed some emails, but I always check my emails. Thank you, babe. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Yeah, I got your email, GLM. You just sent it to me. Thank you. Much appreciated for sending me that email. Cool. That's fantastic. But yeah, we really want to grow the community of positivity. We really want to change the shift out here on YouTube and social media from more outrage to more positivity. More uplifting and spiritually healing type of content. And yeah, I know to some people you don't like that stuff, but the reason why you don't like it is because you don't like yourself. That's the bottom line. People that don't like themselves are not going to like the uplifting stuff because you feel it's beneath you, right? Well, the truth of the matter is it's not beneath you, it's above you. But you people that are struggling with positivity just keep making excuses because you care more about continuing to prove lies to people than saying, hey, I made a mistake, forgive me. I want to be a better person. And a lot of these people that have been living a lie, even out here on YouTube, they don't realize how powerful coming clean, even publicly, would significantly change the public's perception of them in a positive and better way. They don't get that. This is the perfect spot to get that plane flying into the San Carlos airport. All right, start heading back out. We've done a mile and a half. Hey, GLM, are you going live pretty much every morning? Because if you end up going live tomorrow, or Friday, I'd love to hop on the panel. Do you specifically go live at certain times, or? And I'd like to also go and join Not Late General, who's actually a monetized channel. Awesome, man. That's awesome. You know, I'll tell you this. Yeah, you know, Tia, you're probably right about that. But here's the thing, Tia. As a creator, as a human being, should you do things outside of your purpose just to please your audience, to keep them around? Or should you focus more on your purpose? And if your current audience is not the right audience that aligns with your purpose, you should just be able to let them go and let them find other creators that align with what they're looking for. You know what I mean? Good evening, Lewis. How are you doing? You gave me a like. Thank you. How you doing, man? I will likely be live again on Friday, maybe the evening. I'm sure Jenna would love to have you. Yeah, you know what? Friday, I'll pop onto your show. You're going to be on in the morning, right? You typically go on, what, like 6, 7 a.m. Pacific time? GLM, you're usually live early, and sometimes I get up that early. Lately, I've been getting up at like 5 or 6 a.m. because I've been getting to bed early. And then Don and I tomorrow are going to be going to watch Wicked for Good in Cinemark XD with D-Box seats and Real D 3D. Cinemark XD 4K. I look forward to that. Look forward to that. It's the next best thing to IMAX. Friday will be later in the day, maybe around 6-ish. Yeah, you know what? I'll probably walk early that day. And then I can probably pop on for a little bit. Maybe Don can pop on a little bit too. That would be great, babe. We could have you pop on as well. And then we can share it. I can share it on my community wall. Which will probably get you severely trolled, but hey. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? At this point, it's all good. We're in the clear. We have reached peace and quiet here. We have finally reached peace and quiet. That would be awesome. I will schedule it. That's wonderful. That's simple. Thank you. I look forward to it myself. You know, GLM, I've got to say this. There's no better feeling than all of us over here at the GNA in this setting here, right? There's no better feeling than being cool, calm, and collected, right? This is far better in every aspect of the meaning. It's far better than spiraling out of control like many other people out here on YouTube do regularly. You know what I mean? And I think everyone's had moments where, they've spiraled out of control. I've had my moments of where I've spiraled a bit out of control, but that was 7, 8 years ago when I first started doing this semi-full-time, or however you want to say it, semi-full-time, full-time, right? And it was a lesson learned. But you know, some people, once they start spiraling, they get sucked in to the spiral that they just can't stop. And when the spiral that they're currently in starts to knock them out of alignment, they double, triple, quadruple down and start spiraling even more and more and more. It's just it's just a comical thing. And I know you've seen it, GLM, and you laugh at it too. It's not really a laughing matter. It's you know, a lot of people just need help. They need help, right? They put their entire, you know, identity at stake out here on YouTube. There are so many people that put their entire identity out here on YouTube. And they will do whatever it takes and go as low as they need to go to protect that. And I've seen some pretty low stuff that people have done and keep doing just to try to protect their entire identity being attached to YouTube and certain audiences on YouTube. You know what I mean? Instead of typing in chat, I used to voice remote through Alexa. Lewis, tell your sister I said hello. I hope she's doing well. Yeah, I hope Adeline's doing well, Lewis. Lewis is doing great, he says. Okay, GLM, I will do that. That's a good idea, Lewis. One of these days I need to show you guys how this thing looks on screen. Oh, wonderful. Sounds great, man. Sounds great, Lewis. There's the speed limit 15 sign. You know, I think now is the time where that definitely is not 15. I think now's the time where I'm going to reach out to some people from the past. I think it's really time to reconnect. I really think that is the right time. It even includes people like RJ Sandifer. It's time to check in with him. Now is the right time because RJ's a really good guy. He's always been a really good guy, and him and I have always created some good content together. And I think because, you know, everything is all clear now. I think now's a really good time to start reconnecting with some wonderful people that I've met in the past and really working together so we can all expand our messages. Lots of great planes are flying in. If you folks have any questions, comments, concerns, please get them in the chat. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What are your ideas for 2026? What would you like us to focus on? What do you personally need help with? what would you want us to support you on? You know, I'll tell you right now, right here, this very moment, I have more clarity this very moment put a 1 if you can hear me. Sorry about that. I think I may have muted. Right now I have more clarity this very moment than I have at any other point since I've been doing this YouTube thing for 8 years, 8+ years. And I've got to tell you, I feel so good about the future. I feel so empowered about the future. And I wanted to share that with you folks because I know my attitude and how I carry myself on the channel here affects all of you. Even the good people that truly want to support us. And I'm in a much better place of clarity now than I ever have been. And at some point I'll share with you folks why. This has nothing to do with Dawn or my mother or my family or any one of you. This has to do with what I realized on my own and what I figured out on my own. If you're in a situation like myself where you struggled with some things or you've had to deal with some things out of the ordinary, you really have to learn to figure out on your own how to turn it around and what's going to best work for you. And I've just done a lot of soul searching, a lot of digging deep. And it's made all the difference in the world. And I really hope one day to be able to share more details about what's gotten me to this point. I'm going to hold off on that for another time, but trust me, I'll share the story one day. Because I feel it can help many, many people. Feels real nice to be on the trail again. I missed this trail. You know, Don and I just figured out recently, we were so busy earlier this year, they have already released season 2 of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. I believe it was on Lifetime, and now I think it's on Hulu on demand, or on streaming, I mean. And we have not seen the second season. Gypsy Rose was pregnant at the end of the first season. She basically left her husband, got pregnant with her former boyfriend. And wow, I mean, what a, let's just be nice and say, what an interesting turn of events, right? In my opinion, that's a big drama show. It's a big drama shit show. But they're all making money. They're all getting paid. And that's what they care about. The thing is, I could never sell myself out like that. You know, she gets with a guy, marries this guy, and then once she gets out of jail, she's not really feeling it. And then she gets back with an ex and gets pregnant by the ex. And she's probably thinking, oh, yeah, I can sell this to the media. I can sell this and make lots of money. Yeah, it's drama. People will tune in. Don and I are going to tune in because it's not that we want to be a part of the shit show. It's we watch these things because we're like, there's another sellout. There's another person that, you know, is selfish and plays the system and takes advantage of people. Uses people when they need them and then discards them when they don't. She used, I think the guy's name was Ryan. Babe, are you still around? I think the guy's name was Ryan. There's definitely a difference within you, and it's certainly positive. If you're talking about me or whoever you're talking about, Tia, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I'm actually extremely, yes, you. Well, thank you, Tia. I appreciate that. I've always tried to be a decent person. I've had my moments though, but my moments have always been about standing up for what's right and protecting good people from bullies and harassers and defamers and, you know, shit like that. You know what I mean? I can't remember, but that sounds right. I think his name is Ryan, right? She meets the guy, I think he wrote her letters and he would visit her in jail and basically kept her company while she was in jail. He was like the jail boyfriend / husband, right? It's kind of like a lot of these people on YouTube have the internet girlfriends. They meet these guys meet these women on YouTube and then they have a virtual relationship, right? And then they watch movies through their phones or computers together, right? And they call that like a date. I'm actually going on a real date with my lady to the actual movie theater tomorrow. I'm going to be sitting right next to her. I mean, let me ask you, babe. Could you ever do this virtual relationship bullshit? I can't remember. Oh, yes, emotional tampon. Oh, okay, yeah. He was the emotional tampon. That's right. That's right. Lewis says, there are moments even you have had. Your moments because of all the shit we've been through, right? I even had my moments where I got fed up with the trolls and had to cuss them out. I think we've all done that, Lewis. You know, but we're so experienced now. I think we're well beyond that point. And that's a good thing, Lewis, because we've all made progress together. We've all stuck it out, and we've all made progress. If you don't like the thumbnail, I can change it. Just let me know. Yeah, no worries. GLM, I don't care. You can use our stuff. You have my permission to reasonably use images of Don and I. No problem. You know I'm not going to flag you down. Yeah, I consider you a collaborator. So I can give permission to whoever I want, and I can deny permission to whoever I want. It's all good. GLM, you've got permission. It's all good. Plus, you live really close by. I wouldn't want you hunting me down if if I struck you down. And we're on the same team. Anyway. So I tell my lady when my lady has her moments, I'm like, babe, listen, we're on the same team. I listen. I'm not here to argue you, baby. We're teammates. You know, sometimes my lady thinks I'm the Dodgers and she's the Giants. Oh, baby. Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sake, man, you know, I love my woman. I love my woman. I do. I do. I really, really do. You know, it's really funny is that, you know, when you see people spiraling out of control on YouTube, then you start to look at, you know, sock account association, and you start to look at patterns and you analyze them. And even ChatGPT can analyze patterns of sock accounts, right? But even without ChatGPT, it's pretty obvious where a lot of these sock accounts are coming from. And quite frankly, it's really sad. It's sad and pathetic. It's just really sad. It's really sad when people spiral way out of control because they're losing the optics of a false narrative they created for their supporters, right? And then they gotta continue to do whatever it is by doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, or even more to keep up that false narrative. How about be honest for once? And here's another thing, you know, there are people out there that make threats, right? They try to make threats that are fake threats, and they try to make them appear real to try to get you to do something that they want you to do, right? And it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious because the people that do this have done it before, and it creates a pattern of their behavior that becomes easily or very easily identifiable, right? It's almost like you can't play the same hand twice, right? Or you can't let people see what your tell is. Like in poker, everyone has their tell, right? And if people figure out what your tell is, they're going to be able to read you when you're bluffing or when you have something, right? It's the same thing with bad actors on YouTube. Bad actors, you know, bad creators. Bad actors is what YouTube calls them, right? I'll call them bad actors as well. All right? You can tell their tell. GLM knows this. My lady Dawn knows this. Tia knows this. Sandra knows this. ODN knows this. Right? Once you figure out the tell, then you know that most of the stuff that some people are trying to make appear real is just a play to try to lead you to believe it's real so they get something else from you. And they're not going to get that something else because you know, we all know that, you know, these threats are just fake threats. They're fake threats. They're fake, empty threats, right? It's just really funny to me the things people will do to keep a false or fake narrative going to a group of other people because these creators' identities rely upon leading their audiences to believe that they have not lost control of the narrative, right? I've seen this happen in many communities out here on YouTube, and it's like, hope you learned your lesson, because I've seen many people go through this type of cycle. Is that Ramon? Ramon, how you doing? Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas. I'll see you before then. Ramon, I haven't seen Ramon in a while, man. That's fantastic. Ramon is in the house. I haven't been out here in like a couple of weeks, I think. Just the weather has not been cooperative, and time has not been cooperative. These old cowards are hilarious. It's dinner time, family time, and someone isn't spending time with the kid. Pathetic to be paid. Oh, yeah. GLM trolls are nothing but a-holes, 100%. They have no respect for themselves. Yeah. Nobody loves you, so you don't. So you come to Eli for attention. Eli doesn't love you either. Imagine having online in your life and sitting back trolling a chat of people who couldn't care less about you. So that's reality. I mean, GLM, that is extremely realistic right there. Right? These communities on YouTube that have creators that anchor their identity to their audience, right? And these creators that anchor their identities to these audiences, they seriously believe that these audiences really give a shit about them, and they don't. They're there for one reason. They're there for the lies and the narratives, the false narratives that they keep on creating, right? And once they stop doing that, these people don't show up anymore. You know, and here's the thing. I'm trying to teach as many people out there, don't become a victim of other creators' narratives. There are things you can do to turn things around and collapse their narrative, right? And once you do those things, and I'll share more about them down the road. I've shared some things in the past. I'm not going to go into further detail today, but once you start to take those actions, you're going to start to see these communities, especially the creators that are running them, you're going to start to see their ecosystem collapse. You're going to start to see them collapse in real time. And then their ecosystem collapses completely. And it's completely out of their control, because it was never within their control in the first place. You know who has control? You know who has control? Is the person or people that these people are spreading false narratives on, right? They have the control. They absolutely do. Hey, Donnie, how you doing, man? Welcome. There are just a couple of them who are desperate for attention. They don't leave the house. Yeah, I hear you. Good, thank you. Hope you're well, says Tia to Donnie. Very good. I'm very good, thank you. Just working the graveyard shift. Wonderful, Donnie. Wonderful. I'm sorry, Donnie. I haven't had a chance to respond to your email yet. I got to get back to you and send you a happy holidays and all that. Great to see you here, man. How are things going for you, man? How's the lady? How are the kids? This is a world record for me. I've not been banned in months. To be fair, I've been behaving myself. Well, I think you realized how toxic certain groups used to be a part of were actually, Gordo. Haha, don't be burning the kitchen down, Gordo, says Donnie. Hey, GLM, how are you? Says Donnie. I'm always good, homie. Thank you for asking. My girl and the kids are well, thank you. All set for Christmas. Well, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. We got some people coming. I'm looking so I can pull over and let them pass. Good timing today. The moon's starting to come out. We're probably about maybe 15 minutes until sunset. What time is it? Is it close to 5 o'clock yet? We are at 66 minutes, an hour and 6 minutes. Best way, Gordo, says Donnie Shasho. 4:40. So we've got about maybe 15 minutes or so. 15 to 20 minutes before sunset. I gotta say, I'm proud of you, Dawn and Tia. You ladies have done a phenomenal job moderating the chat. I know this probably wasn't the most energetic stream. It was probably more of a boring stream, but I'll tell you this. I really feel a huge shift. And it starts with me and radiates off to Tia and Don and the rest of you. And I'm proud of all of you. Tia and Don, you two have really learned how to moderate this chat and keep things clean. And, that allows me, it helps me tremendously to stay on point. Getting too old for the drama, Donnie. I don't think age has anything to do with consuming drama or not. I think it's all a choice. I think people that are stuck in a rut and lack self-love and self-respect, right, and self-worth. When you lack self-worth, self-love, and self-respect, drama is going to be, figuratively speaking, the drug of choice. Figure of speech. I call it the drama disease. It sucks you in. And because you feel so miserable about yourself, you associate yourself with other creators and people that are just as miserable, and then people pay creators to attack other people that aren't miserable to make their lives miserable, suck innocent people into drama, and then monetize it. And then the creator makes money, the audience feels better about themselves. Everyone gets a false sense of purpose. Everyone gets a false sense of victory and happiness, right? And some groups are really good at dodging bullets for years and running groups like that and making them appear like they're stable and profitable, but it all collapses at some point. At some point, it all collapses, right? And I'm starting to see a lot of these groups on YouTube right now, they're starting to collapse. And here's the thing. They will never admit to you they're collapsing, because that's when it all falls apart, like immediately. All right. There's somebody waiting to come on the trail. All right. Somebody's standing right by the trail on their phone, so I just walked on by real quick. Start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Going to be going off the air fairly quickly when I get back to the lot. I want to get back home to my lady and the dogs before the temperature dips again. I want to get some really good rest tonight. Don and I went to the grocery store and surprised Don last night. I brought home some lemon meringue pie and some strawberry swirl cheesecake. So we have some dessert, and we'll moderate dessert. We don't have dessert every night, but every so often, we'll moderate dessert into our diet. And dessert's okay every now and then, as long as you get out there and you exercise and you move around like I do every day. I always buy my lady flowers. I get flowers on special occasions. If that works for you, Donnie, that works for you. I'll get flowers on a special occasion. I remember when I was younger, I would buy my high school sweetheart flowers all the time, and her place was, living with her parents. Her place was like a flower shop, and her mom would look at me and say, "Well, what's going on here?" So it's like I stopped buying flowers. I think one time I bought flowers like 5 days in a row. It's a little excessive, but you don't know what the hell you're doing back then. You're young and dumb and full of, we're not going to say that here. We're trying to keep it clean a little bit right now. Young, dumb, and full of something. Yeah. That's sweet, Donnie. Yeah, I do every so often. Yeah, every so often is great. Doing it like multiple times a week, that gets excessive. It does. Even though we've all done that a time or two. Us guys used to always think in our younger days we can just get the lady by just buying her all the gifts in the world, right? That's not what gets the lady. The lady is with you for who you are. Sure, getting some nice gifts every now and then, who wouldn't want that, man or woman, but doesn't get the girl. What gets the girl is your charm. Your looks help a bit. They'll get you in the door, but they won't keep you there. Your charm will keep you there. How charming of a guy are you? And Donnie, you've become one hell of a charmer. That's wonderful. You really have. Great. All right. We should be back live. We should be back live. Just got cut off. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Put a 1 in the chat, please. Put a 1 in the chat. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I got cut off. Must have hit a bad reception spot or just a glitch. And the YouTube app allowed me to just reconnect without having to shut it down and restart the app. All right, babe, start getting your quote in. We're going to be going off the air in a few. Okay. Okay. My lady says, You begin to rest when you realize the world can stay chaotic and you can still choose not to carry its storm. Have a great night. That's very deep. When the world is chaotic, you can choose to not carry its storm, right? Or the storm of the world, right? It's your choice. It absolutely is your choice. The problem nowadays is we have social media, and outrage is the most popular. And even people that make up fake outrage are profitable. And when they get a taste of that profit with fake outrage, and that's the only way they can make money, they get hooked on the cycle of it, and they've got to keep it going at all expense. At all expense. And I'll tell you, to keep a cycle like that going, not only is it going to take it, not only would it take an emotional toll on you, but it's going to cost you in many ways down the road. My advice is don't make the same mistakes that many people have made, and it's cost them quite a bit in many ways. I'm not going to get specific, but I think you folks can figure out what I'm talking about. Please hit the thumbs up if you wish. Have a beautiful night, and thanks for joining us. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, GLM, Gordo, and I will get you unbanned. It's a beautiful show. Beautiful night. An absolutely beautiful night. And you know what we don't allow here at the GNA is we don't allow fake threats to derail us. We don't. Because again, you have to watch when people show you their cards. Then you figure out what their tell is, right? Once you know what their tell is, then you know they're full of shit, right? That's okay. You can, anyone can spin things 6 different ways to Sunday, right? At the end of the day, actions speak a lot louder than words. And here's the thing. If there are actions that people want to take on me, I'm ready for those actions, and I've got counter actions already set to go, and that's all. I mean, there's no need to create any issues, right? It is what it is, right? It's so comical to me how desperate some people are to keep a fantasy going or a false narrative going by making fake empty threats that aren't even feasible. At least, if you're going to try to make a threat seem believable, at least make it a feasible threat. It is what it is. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. Love you all. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.